Yo, yo, my sovereigns, what up? This is Boba Fett, uncensored on the internet, with episode 205 of Splinterlands 101. Joins once again, co-host of the show, Vice General Herb Litt, Chairman of the DAO, etc., Matt Clark.
Howdy, howdy.
What's new?
And a final howdy, because it is indeed our last show of the year.
Yes, should explain to people. Go ahead.
And we're going to be fortnightly from next year instead of weekly, mostly because we're more about the land now than the battling. So we don't want to dither over content. We want to make sure there's plenty of new juicy stuff to talk about every time we come on. So yes, fortnightly in 2026, and this is our last show for 2025 because Bob has some travel plans.
Yeah. For the last 4 years, when we've been making the show, we've actually continued right through Christmas. So we've never actually taken a Christmas break before. So this is something new. But when I returned to Mexico from my last trip, for whatever reason, at immigration, instead of the usual 180 days, they only gave me 45 days. So I have a couple of options, one of which is just simply flying to the closest country, staying and just catching the next plane back. I've done that before. But I figured because of the time of the year as well, Christmas and New Year's, I've already had a Christmas and a New Year's in Mexico, so I'm actually going to go back to Cusco. If you're watching the show, I love that place. So I'll spend Christmas and New Year's with my friends in Cusco and then come back. But this time I'm not actually taking my laptop with me. Traveling is very, very stressful on your laptop. Like, for example, I had mine in my backpack and I put it on the suitcase. Sometimes the backpack would fall off the suitcase, or it gets put in the overhead, and who knows what happens to it after then. And so, I don't want to take my laptop with me this time. So there's going to be no, like before I had my laptop, because I was away for quite a while, I was still making episodes, I was still doing some stuff, but this is just going to be purely a 2-week holiday. And as Matt said, when we come back in 2026. So episode 205, the last one for 2025. When we come back in 26, we're going fortnightly, just simply because of the frequency. I was saying to Matt before, like at the moment, days are just rolling into weeks, which are rolling into months, and the time is just crazy at the moment. And sometimes we come on, and if you watch the show regularly, you'll hear Matt and I say, "Oh, what are we going to talk about tonight?" We don't want that to be a consistent thing. So by coming on fortnightly, like Matt said, we'll have some information for you. But most importantly, and the number one reason that we're taking a 3-week break and we're going fortnightly is to give B-Jangles a chance to catch up.
Yes.
Okay, shout out to love to B-Jangles. Yeah.
Yeah, much love for the People's Guild. Quality contenders. And great to give them that opportunity to catch up. Yeah, Bob, it's been a wonderful year. I've appreciated seeing you every week, and it's just been just part of my rhythm to sit down with you and mostly Geotrix, although we haven't seen him too much recently. Now he's on his fitness bender. But it's been great, and it's going to continue to be great into 2026. Lots to talk about, lots going on. Land 2.0 is not too far off. We got the mini set sometime in December, I believe, is still the go. I got the Chairman's Bounties. That's been really quite popular. So I'm going to constantly look at ways that I can maybe refine and tweak that, the nature of the bounties, the things that I'm putting up there. The most recent one I had, the win condition was that you need to win at least X amount of SPS and at least, I think, 5 SPS and 600 glint as a victory when you beat this person. So just mixing that up a bit and changing it around and having some fun with that. And I really think stepping away from the battling, moving over to land, becoming more the DAO chairman, looking for opportunities to look after the entire game rather than just sort of sitting on my own little stack and battling with my own cards. So I've moved a lot of stuff over onto land just in the last sort of week or so. I managed to end up with 3 of the max rare kinbound druids. and various different elves that to get the toil and kin. So getting a lot of wood bonuses there. I'm looking at my land and thinking there's been a lot of inefficiencies over the last sort of year or so that I've just kind of just hit harvest and I'll deal with that later. And now I'm looking at these plots and thinking, man, if I'd have just been a bit more frugal with the DEC to really sit down and optimize, I could have been, I could have 5 million more wood than what I do now. But them's the breaks. Whenever the price goes up, you think, I could have had more of that if I'd have been a bit more disciplined.
Well,
but
it wasn't until we had Azicon on the show that I sort of realised that he showed us potential of various things. Because back then, my plots were really, really like not. Well, they were costing me money. Actually, I remember he showed me they were costing me money. So yes, using particular cards on particular plots is so important. That's something that we learned along the way. In fact, on that, remember last week, Matt convinced me to swap my stone plot, making 50,000 stone a week, to make some aura. So we're going to check to see how much aura I've made in a week. But something else occurred to me, because we were talking about, even last week, different splinters, different land types. I've still got that plot in Lumley, and it was originally making grain. I stopped doing that because it was inefficient to transfer it back, so I bought one in Queenstone to make my grain. But I could just buy a bunch of grain for that plot, and actually, because I've got cards that I bought for that plot that I can't use in Queenstone because they give me a penalty. So we can take a look at that. I might be able to set that plot up as my aura plot.
Get that going for aura production as well. Are you doing all right for research points, though?
Research points?
Well, you've got to spend, every aura lab, you've got to spend 10,000 research points. So I think you had like 50,000?
Well, the idea is because the cards that I have on my Queenstone are set up for stone. So I want to send that back to making stone.
Oh, okay.
Because that was making me 50,000 stone a week. And then the Lumley plot, I'll make that. So I still only have one plot.
You still only have one aura. Okay, I'm with you now. I thought you were talking about firing up a second aura lab. Okay, that's cool. Yeah. Yep.
Okay, so let's take a look at that and see how we've done in a week.
But the land cards thing has been pretty crazy when you think about it. Like the wood supply has dwindled, substantially. I'm at 6.5% of the wood pool.
Yeah.
1,863. I've seen that it was over 2,100, my personal stake only a couple of days ago. So it's eased off a bit. I think that's as more people have, rummaged down between the couch cushions and found some more wood rather than wanting to pay absolute top dollar for it. But, as Aircon's been sharing charts in the Land Barons channel, and man, the wood supply, total wood supply in the world in Pretoria has just fallen off a cliff. So much of it's been burnt to chase these kin-bound druids and lock in future wood supply. So, considering the efficiency of it, and I put my 3 in there, but I originally wanted 2 rares and a common, and the commons just were gone before I could even look at them. So I ended up going with 3 of the rares. But I wanted them at max level because I really want that. I want that every time I harvest. I want it to not just be, there's 1.4 million wood from my, but also there's 3 rolls of the dice, right? 3 chances to get one of those gold foil land cards, or one of the black foil or black arcane or whatever. And I realize the odds are slim, but people buy a lotto ticket, right?
Yeah.
They buy a lotto ticket once a week. They spend $15 or $20, and then they sit there and they get 3 days waiting for the draw. And then, am I a multimillionaire? Can I quit my job? Can I, buy that Ferrari? All of that stuff. So it's there for a reason, right? We love that little dopamine. So for me, it's like, that was my goal. Is first it was 2 rares, and then I was like, there's still so many there on the market yet to be printed. Now that I think about it, maybe I could move some things around, and I was able to get that 3rd max rare. But now, of course, I'm looking at my plots and thinking, now I need DEC because I really want this other plot. I could turn that into wood as well with all these spare cards I have now, the ones I pulled off to put the druids on. So the druids and their buddy elves. So yeah, fun and games, but definitely like a full time. Like this is gaming full time, doing this stuff, let alone battling. And I've got my guild brawls due. I've got to get those in the next 4 or 5 hours before this brawl finishes. So yeah, it's funny, even without battling and having my energy sitting there on 50 perpetually, I'm still very, very busy with the game.
Yeah. So just looking at this as well, I realised another option that doesn't involve having to put cards on land is Hearthstone, because that's just making wood. So that's something else. But let's have a look to see what's happened. So it was this plot here. Ready to claim 4,700.
So that's nearly enough for one epic.
Yeah.
Because they were 4,900, I think. I think it was
Yeah, I think
just
they were,
around
yeah,
that 5,000
about
mark.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So that's okay then. That's actually better than I was expecting when we realised the mistake we made.
Yeah, that was only however many an hour. Yeah.
So now let's go to.
Do you have a totem on that?
Yeah, all my plots have got totems. This
Yeah.
one's got an epic, I think. Where would it show that?
Manage. If you click on manage, yeah, that'll show you.
Yeah, this one's got an epic.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
the rest have rares.
There are some good cards on there too. Lord Arianthus and.
Yeah, well, this is the reason I chose this block is because this has my biggest hitter cards on it. All right, so 39 and a half an hour. So first of all, let's just leave the wood for now, because all of this is making stone for me. But let's go to Lumley. Okay. I'll need to buy a power core. Or do I have?
So you want the Toiling Ox to level 5, yeah? Is that the plan? Where you can get the stone boost?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's 32.
Where is... delist. Okay. It's still on the market. No bites on that, by the way. Okay. Unpowered. Manage. Okay, yeah, so... Doesn't hurt to have a spare power core anyway, so...
No, that's true.
Right. So now what's available? Okay, so those ones that I had, I must have put them onto Hearthstone because there's nothing here that I don't use and play with. All right. So let's go back, I guess. I'll turn that off. Okay. And so now let's look at Hearthstone.
So the common land cards are $1.90, so that's not too bad actually.
Yeah, here are my guys that were on Lumley that I thought so I've utilised them on here. So there's some big hitters here too. So if I change this, then
it just happens when you've been in the game a while, right? You just turn around and there's all these rare older cards because
harvest. So 25k wood is what I'm missing out on, rather than missing out on 50k stone. So let's go back in here, manage, change to Aura Lab. Now, oh no, I just have to cancel the other one first.
Yes, yeah, to get
Right,
the
yeah, okay.
permission slip.
Yeah, all right. How much is a permit? Research.
10,000 research.
One of the
I
options
feel
was,
like
let me see, because one of the options was to get more. Let me see how. Change, get more.
I reckon you got about 50. You had about 50,000 research.
Okay, so
It does say you haven't done enough research, but if you go up to the check your regions up above, up. Yeah. Do you have research in a different region?
is that what it is?
Yeah. I remember 50,000 research for Bob. Somewhere in my
Yeah, here we
head
go.
is Bob has 50,000
Yeah,
research. Yep.
in
So the
Kifton.
permit can move around regardless of, you're right, it's attached to you, not a specific region. So
Yeah.
you can buy it here and then use it over there, no problem.
One thing, Kifton is the plot that I sold. So I guess
Shouldn't
I
matter.
keep the research, even though I don't have that plot anymore. I guess
Yeah,
it's
you keep the
yeah.
research, yeah.
All right. So what else am I going to use it for? Right.
Yep, good question. I mean, research will be useful in things in 2.0, but you can always make more, right? If you
But the thing is that it's a rich boy's game now making. You know, when I was making it, it was easy, but now you need all of that other stuff to make it. So
But that's why the best day to get in was, 3 years ago, and
yeah.
the second best is today.
All right. Aura Lab. Build
Because I remember
install
exploding
crystals.
dwarves, gold foil exploding dwarves, and they were just like people were just sweeping them off the doorstep every morning, like who cares, winning them as rewards. And now it's like, well, actually, they're kind of interesting, and so you just hang around for a few years, just take the game seriously and stockpile stuff, and before you
Yeah.
know it, it's rare and expensive.
So the downside here is making 24.2 an hour, whereas with the other one, it's making 39 an hour.
It's a bit of a haircut, and you got to think about how much grain you're feeding these guys as well,
Yeah,
because it's not
but
free.
grain I can buy,
True.
or I can't.
True.
And actually, for that point, stone I can buy as well. So maybe I might
Personally,
just leave both of them going till the end of the month,
yep. See what
and
happens.
and then I'll change the Queenstone one back. Actually, oh, hang on. So is this done? It's not, is it?
I
It
think you
is.
need to
This is
hit
done.
show. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I'll just go back at this point, up in the top left.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's done. That's done. All right. Um,
And you can see your total aura per hour
Stone.
on the right in that big box.
So I'm actually still making stone on all of these other blocks.
Yeah.
So I still have three blocks making stone.
Nice. I hate the idea of having to get stuff in to feed my workers. So I always make sure I've got enough grain to, if I put on another logging plot, then I'll put on another grain plot to make sure that they've got enough. And it's always, so just keep that little bit above, because I don't want to have to buy in grain and remember. And if I let it go too long, I don't want to be, so I really prefer to be self-sufficient when it comes to grain, just because of
Yeah.
that. But yeah, you're right. You can buy grain if you don't mind keeping an eye on it.
Yeah.
But when you go away for 2 weeks, you know what I mean? Then you got to start doing some maths. How much do I need to stockpile? Whereas if you're self-sufficient, you don't need to worry about
Yeah.
logging
No,
in and
I
feeding your troops
stockpiled
or whatever.
because I've got like still 230k. So that's a valid
Yep.
point though. I'm not going to be making anything because while I'm away, my silos will be full. So I'm not going. There'll be a period of time where my land won't be productive anyway.
Yeah.
All right. So
Yeah.
this one
Be good if you get.
with the aura. So because
Yeah.
I'm going to need to, buy all this stuff. So
Be good if there was an auto claim option. If peak monsters could say build an auto claim where you say once a week or once every 6 days, just hit that harvest button for me. I get that
Yeah.
that's part of the game, but still, or if you could you get the mobile app on your phone maybe, and that way you just, while you're away, you're still not, every 4 or 5 days, just pull it open and hit harvest, and then forget about it.
That's something I should consider. Yeah, definitely.
Mm.
Definitely. Yeah. All right. So I'll do this after the show. I think everyone knows how to buy. I mean, just click on get more materials. You can do it all there. So and I'm only at 70% capacity. So yeah, I'll do this after the show.
I really think a big part of the reason that the land cards, the common and the rare, have sold out so readily is that energized. I didn't really notice, but the whole energized thing is interesting in that you don't need a power core.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's only the common and the rare. The epic and the legendary aren't energized. They don't have that. So they've got other cool stuff, but it's that 5,000 DEC you're saving on not having to get a power core for that plot.
Yeah.
That really underpins. Like that comes in at level 5 for the rare. Level 2 for the rare, which is only 5 BCX, and level 3 for the common, which is 14 BCX or CC, we're calling it now. So that common, that tireless farmhand, if you got 14 copies of her, then you don't have to buy a power core. And so it's a $1.90. So you're still looking at like, what's that, $27 or something, $26.50, somewhere around that. So it's obviously buying the power cores a lot cheaper, but still, I feel like that was always going to set a minimum price to these.
Yeah.
Because you're saving out on that power core, and it's not a huge expense, but it is something that's nice to have.
Yeah. So any have you noticed a marked difference with your production with your land cards on now?
Yeah, it's definitely increased slightly because of things I've done, but the main thing it's done really is freeing up cards. So I had gold foil flesh golems here and there, and I've been pulled those out and replaced them with just a rare and another elf that have markedly lower production points, right? And so normally that would be a big haircut, but because of the 70% and the 30%, because they're max, 70% production to boost production for wood, 30% toil and kin because there's another elf there. So that extra multiplier has offset the loss of those heavy cards, those real heavy hitters, and freed them up to go and work on other plots. So I haven't brought them; they're just sort of sitting there. Some of them are reassigned, but there's still a few that are yet to come on board. So I think I'll probably hit about 1.5 million a week wood, which is great because then all of 2026 I can just throw a ton of wood just constantly into the wood pool. Yeah. And like I say, my goal really is to be 10% of the wood pool, and then I don't know whether I'm going to maybe try to diversify a bit and go for stone and iron and grain, or if I just really keep focusing on wood and hit that really, really hard. I mean, 20% would be cool, wouldn't it? I mean, this is that flesh golem kicking back in. I could have a third of the supply. So I'm really, really pushing hard on wood. And this last week or so has certainly vindicated that when I'm looking at the fees that I'm earning, just for having the wood and the DEC there in the pool. It's the ultimate really in passive income because you just collect it every now and then, right? You just collect it and you see your stack growing. I'm very excited for 2026, to be honest.
Yeah, number 5, Matt.
Am I?
On Beaker's resource page.
Yeah, Jarvie. I remember every time I look, Jarvie's right up there, and then there's a big drop between me and SPS Whale. So, there's no one at 4% or 5%, and then there's a few of us between 6 and 10.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jarvie's absolutely hammering the wood pool. So he's the one I got to catch.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's got nearly 19 million wood in there. I got 12.5 million. But that's, if I'm making 1.5 million wood a week, well, that's only a couple of months worth, right? In there already. So I don't think 2% going to 10% is going to be that big a stretch goal. And I just love the concept of liquidity pools. I've basically been obsessed with them since I heard about them. Uniswap, all of that, just as a concept, like how they actually work. And you remember I did an explainer piece about how they work without reference to an outside. That's just about the ratio of the two things being swapped, and just the concept is just incredible. So the fact that it's embedded in a really fun video game, and it's the land building portion of that, and we've got all this stuff coming next year with 2.0, with different buildings, a lot more different places that you can go, things that you can specialize in, items and spells. I'm assuming is part of 2.0, I think. And so then you're creating things on your plots. You're actually doing this, spending research points to go in a specific direction. I might be the only person in the game who's making this special trident. Who knows? Maybe it costs 1 million research points, and nobody else wants to buy it because they're off here doing their own thing. And Azikon's doing this, and he's like, oh, well, the trident would be good, but I don't want to spend 1 million research points on it. So I might be the only one who's actually making these tridents. And then if you want that because it works really well in that particular rule set, then you're going to have to buy one from me, rent one from me. Who knows? That's where it gets really exciting and interesting, I think. And yeah, obviously the game has to stay balanced. We don't want a game where only people who are Matt's friends have any hope of winning. But you also want, when there's that exact confluence of rule set, mana cap, splinters available, you want there to be that perfect moment where everything aligns and you have exactly what you need, and then you can hit that strategy just hard enough, just thoroughly enough, with just the right amount of defense, and actually take the title, take the win. And that's where the fun is, right? That's where the dopamine is. That's where the rush is. And in the meantime, I'm over here getting my rush every time I hit the harvest button to see if I've pulled one of these special limited edition land cards.
Yeah. And back to the table, I've made my way up to number 46 from 48. It's the last time I checked.
Top 50.
Yeah. So 46 for Stone. Who's dominating Stone? Woodkiss at number 6. Jeff opens cards, number 8.
Old mate Azikon's down there. It's 15.
Yep. Yab at 12.
Where am I on that? I'm really
22.
Not. Yeah, I was going to say I'm really not heavily into the stuff. Most of the other resources I sell for DEC so that I can have the wood from 37 and the DEC that I make from region 36 and push them all into the LP at the same time.
Yeah.
Which I'll start doing again now. It's just got to recover from the hangover of buying all those king-bound druids, and they're getting close to running out. They're less than 2,000 of those to go. It really has tapered off, I think, because wood is still really, really expensive. I think those who have the cinder are really just waiting for their wood to be produced on land. I know that's where I'm at, where every day is another 100,000, 200,000 wood that I can make another few rare cards, because I don't really want to go for a fourth. I mean, I just think it's probably a bit outrageous and full on, and I think they'll be gone before I'd have enough. But I also kind of feel like, well, if the price on these does increase, then I can sell them into the market. If they go up to sort of $10, $12 and I can sell 10, 15 of those into the market, then that gives me some spending money to maybe even use some DEC to bring some other wood plots online. So yeah, everybody's got their own strategies, and it's really just about keeping up with everything, keeping up with the zeitgeist, listening to shows like this, learning from everyone, and also planning your strategy. We're positioned now for 2025, 2026. I honestly, if you're listening to this, 2026 is going to be a huge year, and there will be people who envy you sometime in the middle of 2026. They'll say, oh, wish I'd been there. Wish I'd been there pre-Christmas 2025, when you could still print these cards, when you could still mint your own rare druid. All you needed was some cinder from burning old cards and some wood, right? When you could actually mint them yourself. That's insane. I wish I'd been there. I wish I'd known. And, prepare to hear that, because that's the way it works. there's always somebody arrives and they can't believe that these things used to be just on the ground. It's like walking around in Africa and that, you stub your toe on a big lump of gold, and the locals are like, oh yeah, that soft yellow stuff, that's everywhere. Well, that was back in the day. Now it's a lot harder to find because people have picked up all the easy stuff. So yeah, get amongst it.
For those wondering what we're actually looking at here, you've heard us make reference with a number of guests as well in regards to Beaker's resource page. This is it here. This is just one section, one section of one tab of the resource page. And looking at this pie chart, Matt, you've got to wonder, with Cryptomancer developing land and him deciding to go hard on
in grain, the pool.
Yeah, does he know something we don't?
He definitely knows things that we don't. I'm 100% certain of that. And I'm very, very confident that he's acting in the best interests of the game, but he's also making sure that he's involved as well. And I think it would be unfair to say, because you're building it, you're not allowed to get involved. You're not allowed to, be a part of it. That's ridiculous. Yeah. That's a really, really good point, Bob. What's the guy who knows? What's he doing? And good point. Good pickup.
Alrighty, so anything else you want to add? We can continue on with the rule set challenge. This week is maneuvers, where everyone has reach.
All right, let's do it.
Okay then.
Send me a challenge. I do like this rule set because it's like Persibolus, but you don't have to use Persibolus. But
there's no trample unless you actually have a card with trample that you can put in the second position.
That's true.
Yeah. Okay. Gladiator cards. Matt. All right, let's see what you got.
You beat me a couple of times and you're all mouthy all of a sudden.
And for those,
step up to the plate.
Normally we give a little bit of an explanation about any complications involved in a particular rule set, but this one is really straightforward. It just means that you can have a melee card attacking from the second position regardless of its own stats.
So it means basically you can throw a glass cannon in your second position and not worried about them getting hit too hard. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Only 30 mana to play with in this one.
All right. You'll do.
Not enough mana to do what I wanted. Okay.
Yeah. You'll do nicely, friend. Yep. All right.
All right, back on Lily.
Yes, I was hoping to do some opportunity and wreck you with that, but I think we both thought that, and we were both wrong. Interesting. I think it's me, but I always think it's me. You do have some decent health there for my poison to get through.
Yeah.
Ulf will only resurrect herself the once. I picked I wasn't. It might work out okay. That my second card, the Creeping Ooze, I must have misclicked. I was actually going for the what's the one that does redemption, 1 damage to everybody on your team.
There's a few that do that.
Yeah, it's a 1 mana card. I meant to click on him. I must have clicked on the wrong one.
Right.
Anyway, that's all right. I don't mind going faster. Yeah, I think it's me. I think the poison's just going to hurt you too much.
Okay.
But there's a good chance your gladiator just gets out of hand, right? She gets brutal quick. Splash. Splash it. There it is.
Ooh.
A bit of bloodlust. It's no fun.
Can they last with the poison?
Yeah, and is she going to hit Riftwing?
Ooh, one last turn for Fiona.
Yeah, she's getting healed. Oh, there's the hit. Oh, this is a nail biter, Bob. They're both poisoned, but she's getting... Is she getting enough bloodlust? Yeah.
She might be one short.
Nah,
no.
she's... Dragon Jumper. He hits like a Mack truck.
All right.
I think we're just about out of time for the... Aren't we just about out of time now? We should probably wind it up there. I think we're...
I think we've got time for at least one more. A nice 17 mana match.
I guess we were...
I was expecting this. I was actually expecting...
Yeah.
Because 17, what else do you do, right?
Exactly. This has got to be you, though, because you got the higher level Cora. You've got Dispel. And Dispel will Dispel Bloodlust, won't it?
Yeah, it will.
Yeah, okay. Game over then.
Yeah.
Game over. Had I known for sure you were going to do this, I might have tried something else different and unique and whatever, but yeah, no, that wasn't going to happen.
Actually, our Coras are the same health. The only difference is just Dispel.
Yeah, I guess Bloodlust isn't going to happen because nobody's actually getting killed.
But we started the same, so there's no health difference between our two Coras.
Mm.
The only difference is my Dispel.
It'll just be luck of the draw then. I think just skip to fatigue. There's no point in... Yeah, 3 and 3. Yeah, it's just going to be luck of the draw, or probably a draw. So what would be the workaround for this? If you'd have known I was definitely going this, what do you think you would have... You can't stun her.
I didn't think that far ahead. I just thought of it. I knew we were both going to do the same thing. I mean, like 17 mana.
What else are you going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's mine. What?
There we go. All right, cool. Let's go back to keeping tally of scores then. I was just going to rack that up as a draw, but since you insisted on watching it, I guess we'll have to... yeah, that was just RNG, man.
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
So we won't count that one. So it's still 1-0.
Hang on, I got to read the fine print here. I'm noticing gaps, guys. I sent to land. Shock Trooper up first. You're doing mad magic damage. And not really taking advantage of the rule set,
No,
interestingly.
I thought, because that's going to determine what you're thinking, isn't it? That you're going to assume that I'm going to be taking advantage of reach. So I thought I'd just do something completely different.
That's good. I like it. You do have a lot of magic damage coming at me. I'm glad I used a taunt with Void. I think you're going to face too much damage from my second card. It's gonna just cut its way through you before you can really wreck my. I'll take a bit of splash damage from your Gladiator Flagellon Rain, I think, but I think it's me.
All right.
Especially if my what's her name again now? Eleanor, my last card. If she mimics some interesting fun abilities, Olivia, that's it. If she mimics some fun abilities, that'll be. There's the Shadow.
Shadow. Damn.
You're still doing a lot of, you still got you get Poseidon up the back. There's scary.
And he's got Void against Olivia. Yeah, this is mine.
Yeah, it's just you. This is you. Good work.
Yeah. All right, we'll start keeping score now. All right.
It's starting to even up. It's good the way they balance the RNG in this game, so that even if you're not as good a player, you can still occasionally get a win against someone who's better looking, has better player. Sorry, has better cards. All of that. It's good. It's generous that they throw a bone sometimes to the lesser. The guys who bring enthusiasm maybe rather than talent.
Yeah.
It's good.
Yankers. You weren't expecting that, were
you? No, I was not. Basically the identical team.
Yeah, I just threw in a little bit of poison this time as well.
Yep, nice. Well, I think I'm going to go first. I think I'm going to... I did find a card that you were talking about that has Trample. My Summoner hasn't helped me much, but it has helped with speed, and I think speed is going to be important. So I've got a Fast Dwarf and my last girl, Sanash. I think she's speeding things up. So I think I'm going to hurt you a lot before you have a chance really to attack thoroughly. You'd be glad for that armor on your second card, but again, I think it's me.
All right, let's see.
Yeah.
Whoa, what?
The dwarf, man. Pierce and Trample. When he has reach, I mean, he's only got 1 health, but you can have a glass cannon there.
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what we were saying right at the start. You can put a glass cannon in second position, and he can just hit, and who minds? If I thought you were going to bring Thorns in, that would have been ugly. If you'd have brought somebody with Thorns in, he wouldn't have even survived long enough to do the trample. But I love me some Exploding Dwarf. I did mention Exploding Dwarf earlier, didn't I?
Yeah.
So that's a hint for young players that I'll mention a card and then maybe use it. Mylor? I think I've got him at where is he? You've got him, but he's only level 5.
Yeah,
So I should max him at some point.
mine's a little bit less than that too, and playing on my alt accounts. But yeah, good reason to maybe max him up and bring him back in.
Yeah, especially rule sets like this where you're pretty confident they're going to go a lot of heavy poison.
All right.
Keep reaching for these cards and they're on land. It's depressing.
I did all my harvesting and bought the resources I needed to get that aura in the break as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, good. You didn't go any opportunity, which is what I was worried about. Actually, no, opportunity would have been all right here. I was worried about sneak.
And you got no shields. I went with the
I got one shield.
Oh yeah, the front one. Yeah. Okay.
My Biceratops.
Yeah.
He's actually really handy for 4 mana. Just a little bit of thorns, a little bit of shield. He doesn't attack very fast or too hard, but he just, I mean, four attacks not bad. But yeah, he's just there as a bit of a stumbling block.
Yeah.
Your Curl Lurker is going to be difficult to hit. That's what I'm worried about.
Mm-hmm.
My attackers are all 3 speed, 2 speed, so I'm very concerned that I'm just going to swing and a miss, swing and a miss, swing and a miss.
Because he's got dodge.
Your Goblin Mech in second position is worrying me a great deal.
Yeah.
And your girl up the back is a concern too. She'll hopefully take a bit of thorns damage, but I think this is you, Bob.
Yeah. All right. So it'll be what?
Especially with your shatter from your Immortalis.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, I got one glove on you. Your mech doesn't have trample, which is handy. I have trample on Grund.
What Grund?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Bloodlust.
Yeah.
All right, now I got a last stand bloodlusted.
And martyred.
Did you see him at the end there? Martyr boosted last stand. Bloodlust. Yeah, that's good. And he was carrying a tree to begin with, right? So he means business.
All right. Okay, we're about halfway through. Should we start keeping score now? $42 mana. That's more like it. All right.
Well, I'm glad my Archon has Shatter, since you've got armor across the board. And I'm glad my Cornealis has Thorns. Your, what's his name? Your squid
Kulu?
fella there is concerning me a great deal. Also, your Triage Cleanse, so my bee's poison isn't going to do a lot. I don't have any sort of retaliate. Oh, the retaliate on the bee. I'm doing some weapons training up the back to bring in range damage, which will all shatter.
I'm doing the
But I
same
think,
with my Medali as well.
yeah,
Just getting weapons
I think
training
this
from
is you.
Kulu.
Yeah, I think this is you, Bob.
Yeah.
And it is like I say, you Cthulhu there to get the weapons training on his neighbor means that when he does hit the front, even though she's behind, she can still attack.
Yeah.
You got swiftness there. You've got some headwinds is going to hurt me with your fiend at the back, and I'm
Yeah.
not doing any sneak. I think this is you, Bob.
Yeah.
I was hoping by the time my cube got to the front, it wouldn't even need last stand to be strong enough to wid. But I think you're still going to be punching too hard, and the cube's just going to get wrecked.
So it's a good time to start keeping score then. All right, let's go.
Well, let's see if it was a good time to start keeping score, because
Backfire. Ooh, some poison.
look at that trample, just brutal. Cleanse, repair, heal, triage. You are just everywhere. Oh, I was hoping for a bit of retaliate to at least take out your coastal sentry.
Flawless victory.
Yeah, yep. You got me, Bob. You got me good. You came out swinging, and it never looked like I was going to win that.
No. All right, so that's what 1-0. since we officially decided to start keeping score.
Yeah, after the warm-up matches earlier, we're ready to crack Snackles, and now it's official. All right. You'll keep, mate. You'll keep.
Oh, 60 mana. Gotta love that. Gotta love that.
Yeah, and only water is interesting. Very interesting.
Oh, we've both gone for. You're so impressed with Percivalus and Kula, you had to. And
Yeah, for sure.
I felt obliged to try again.
I kind of felt like you might go Elric, but it's so hard to fill the mana cap with only a 4-mana Archon.
Yeah.
Yeah, there really wasn't many, really not many options there.
Why
maybe if we had some,
Why Lord A-hole in the second position?
because he's got weapons training, so he'll do melee damage. But also he's got thorns and shield.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see. Yeah, that was a good call. I like that. That was a good choice.
Yeah, well, your Lord A's on land, so I'm not worried about coming up against him. I noticed him. When you were going through your land plots earlier. I was like, interesting.
Yeah.
So no Lord Arianthus.
Yeah.
I did. I was also looking for Magic Reflect cards because I did think there was a good chance you were going to go for maybe Alric, and then maybe Flagellon Rain, bit of Blast, sort of I can reflect back some magic from second position. Yeah. So no, I think it's me, but then I always think it's me. I do have Retaliate on that Kraken. He could maybe take out your Coastal Sentry. I do worry about Slade, but I've gone a couple of taunts. So your opportunists are going to be attacking my taunts rather than my weaker gladiator card.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've got 2 taunts. There's the Kraken, and then there's old mate up the back there.
Yeah.
It's Wavebrood.
Wavebrood.
So I think by the time you get through my taunts, I'll have done too much damage to your lineup.
That's a possibility. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Let's see.
Oh, the Enfeeble though on Slade. Oh, double
Man.
Retaliate.
Yeah.
Kraken's really coming to the party with the RNG.
There goes my Coastal. Oh no.
Oh, she got resurrected.
Yeah. Not a bad choice for everything. Resurrect. Still the Thorns damage. No, she's gone for good this time.
Still, your Slade is just eating up the damage, isn't he?
Yeah.
Such a powerful card. I've got to look into using him more. Yeah, taunts are gone, and that repair and tank heal.
Damn.
Again, Mastermind just getting the job done. I don't know if you got the firepower to get through Cornealis now.
No. Oh, maybe. No. Yeah, well done.
That was a close one, Bob.
Mm.
I enjoyed that a lot. Riveting. How are we looking for time?
Yeah, we got time for 2 more probably.
Nice.
Yeah. 13 mana.
13 mana. What are we going to do here? Earth's not available, so you don't have any llama plays as an option, which is interesting. I've gone and put all my flesh columns on land, I just realised earlier. I was looking for him to play him as a last stand. That's it, they're all on land.
Okay, Poison, yeah. Really good call.
I don't have any void, so I'm worried that you're going to do too much damage to me, but your Alfredo at the back there is going to be hitting my armor, whereas Poseidon's going to be hitting the...
He can't get Bloodlust. If he gets Bloodlust, it's not going to do him any good.
Yeah.
I never thought of that when I picked him.
Well, no, because I might have had 4 or 5 cards in my lineup, so he would have built up his momentum. But yeah, it doesn't, the way it lands. I think it's me. You do have Void, which is going to minimize me down to 2, but I think the self-heal is just going to chip away at you, especially if I can manage to get some poison in there.
Poison,
there it is.
Yeah, there we go. Oh, the miss.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, unexpected. I thought that was me. But I always think it's me.
That was such a steamroll. We still have time for 2 games.
All right. 44 mana. We got Earth, we got Life and Death. It's interesting, this rule set, because it's kind of like you could play and ignore the rule set. Like, like it's not that earth shattering that it's going to change everything. Like Super Sneak changes everything. This is like, yeah, you could, or you could, go a different direction and kind of ignore it. So it's not I'm not going to say not a game changing, but it's just a nice to have, I suppose.
Oh, look at that. Oh, wow.
Great minds, hey? We all decided
Yeah.
it was time for Captain Katie. That's one
And
thing I like
for a
about this
race.
rule set is you can put your second card as melee and know that they're not going to be a snipe target.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to be attacking, like your Katie's going to be attacking my cube, which is really great for me because it's got void and a self heal and a deep reservoir of health. And I correctly guessed that you might pull out a little bit of sneak. So if my crystal werewolf survives the onslaught and doesn't get poisoned, then he might do some. His silence is going to help me resist Captain Katie. So I think it's me. I think my Olivia is going to get some really interesting stuff that's going to change the shape of the battle before it's
Mine
over.
won't.
So I think it's me. No, yours is going to get wrecked by Captain Katie and give her bloodlust.
Right. Okay, then. Let's see.
Straight away, you got the poison in, though.
It's an in. Yep. Damn.
Come on, retaliate, you bastard. That's why I put you there, is to retaliate.
Well, if anyone can take out your cube, it's going to be
Oh,
you.
come on, man. This is redonk. 2 chances to retaliate
Boom.
against your
Yeah.
hippo. Oh, come on. I thought I had you here, Bob. I really did.
Yeah. I don't
Jared
actually
Scar.
think we really do have time for another game, Matt.
You want to end? That's a good one to end the year on.
All right. So since we officially started keeping score, have you actually won a game?
You'll keep. You'll keep. Yeah, it does surprising. It does throw me off though, having those cards be on land. I keep reaching for something, and I'll grab the Spirit Shaman for this. Oh no, I can't. He's on because he's an elf, so he's gone to max level epic gold Spirit Shaman. He's on land. He's logging. He's out chopping trees down. 43 mana. We are fire is the only splinter available.
All right. The final nail in your coffin has been prepared.
Oh, well, it's good to know. Thank you for letting me know in advance.
You could save yourself some embarrassment and just click on the surrender button if you like, Matt. I won't hold that against you.
Nobody thinks that's going to happen. All right, less than a minute to go. My team is in. Wish me luck. But it sounds like I've already lost, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
You didn't bring any poison.
No, no poison. You didn't bring any speed boost, apart from Yasik. I don't see any swiftness or slow.
No.
That might turn out to be a problem, Bob. Because you've got two opportunists, they're going to be going for my lowest health card, which is my front girl, and she's going to be going really, really, really fast.
Yeah.
So if you can't hit her, you're in for a bad time.
Yeah.
Let's hit play and see what happens.
All right.
Is that 14 speed? No, 10. 10 speed.
10. 12. 13.
12.
13 all up. Wow. Wow. Yeah.
That was a good way to round out the year, Bob.
Yeah, it was. I'm so happy that you got a game in before we ran out of time. Yeah. Alrighty. So don't forget, this is our last episode for 2025. We will be back in January 2026.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas. Happy
holidays.
New Year. It's a crazy time of the year. Don't neglect yourself. Look after yourself, your family, and stop and smell the roses. Right, like you're going to have the bedlam. You may as well enjoy the festivities of it and just relax and go with it. So, yeah, much love from here in Adelaide and over there in Guadalajara. Yeah, it's been a great year. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for being a part of it. Thanks for coming with us on the journey. Guests we've had over the year. Thanks for stopping by, sharing your thoughts. Yeah, it's been a really solid year. So yeah, we'll miss you all, and we'll see you again next year.
Next year. Until then, Boba Fett. Actually, so yeah, in addition to 205 being the last episode of 25, 206 will be the first episode of 26.
Everything's just lining up. It's like that last battle, right? Everything just goes exactly how it's meant to.
Yeah, exactly. Peace out.
God bless.